Hey guys, thanks for joining me for another DOKKAN battle video. So today we're going to do a team building guide for this LR metal cooler. Now I do apologize for my voice, I am getting over an illness. I was going to wait till my voice was all the way better to do this, but I figured I kind of want to get this out sooner rather than later. So what I've been trying to do is as new 200% leads come out, I'm doing team building guides focused on those 200% teams. So this isn't necessarily talking about other teams you can use this physical cooler on, it's really focused on his own team and what's the best way to build his teams, right? So he's got a very, these Carnival LRs, they just have a straight 200% leader skill for one category. So it's pretty straightforward how to build these. It's just really looking at your box and what you have. Now for team building, I like to typically run 2 main attacking rotations and then have floating supporters. But the content that you run will always dictate whether you can do that or not. Like you can't bring like a scrawny floating support with no defense into red zone, right? So you're going to change your build based on the situation, so always keep that in mind. Now for this cooler team, I'm going to show you one main team build here. And then I'm going to show you some other units that work really well on his team. And then talk about what situations you might use those units, right? So this here would be a really standard build that I would like to run, right? So obviously you have this guy as the leader, he's your 200% leader. He links really well with LR Cooler, so that should be one of your mainstay rotations. They share 5 links, right? And then the other rotation, I still think this full power Frieza is quite a force. He's still a very good top tier unit in the game. He also shares 5 links. You're getting big bad bosses, so that's really going to bring a lot out of these characters. So those are your 2 main attacking rotations, right? Then I've got this guy floating. Now, at the time I'm recording this, he doesn't have his EZA yet, but we know he's getting one. And I guarantee you guys with an EZA, this guy's going to be a must run on pretty much any team he can be on. What's really nice about this cooler is that he's going to sit there as a really good floating support unit for you. And then if you want to get offensive with him, you can form him, still float him, or put him on rotation if you want to. But this STR cooler is going to be a must run after his EZA. So definitely keep your eye out on him. Now the last 2 are more debatable. It's up to preference, but I think Kulisa is an amazing floating support. You can put him on rotation if you need to, but he is a defense stacking unit, and he can actually hit really hard and he can triple super. I've put up like 20 mil attack stats with this guy in a turn. I've had this guy doing 777 mil attack stats after building up a little bit. So he's a force to be reckoned with, and he's supporting the whole team because it's a Wicked Bloodline support. And this guy, after his EZA, his defense actually stacks very quick because he's got defense stacking now in his passive up to 50%, so he can get like 3 big stacks. And then he's got defense stacking in his normal. So like by this guy's 2nd or 3rd turn showing up, he's already like 300, 400k defense. So this guy's definitely suitable defensively. Now once again, in red zone, any of these units can get blown up. So it just depends on how risky you want to take it. But this to me would be probably my favorite standard build right now for this physical cooler team. Now let's look at some other good units that you could run on this team, right? So we've got this AGL cooler. Now the reason, this guy's fantastic by the way, he's very good. The only reason I didn't put him on like my main team for my first build, it's because he shares the same name as the leader, and with 3 of them it gets very clunky. And these metal coolers are kind of like on rotation. You want to run them all on rotation because you need them to get hit to build up their passive. So I kind of don't like running him. But a really cool trick you can do with this guy, he's got the same leader skill as the physical one. It's just 30% less. So if you didn't pull the physical leader, you can run this guy as your leader, and he's very good. Take a physical friend leader, you're only losing 30% total on the passive. So it's still going to be a very good team. It's still going to be better than running a full 170 team. So I thought this guy was worth mentioning because he could actually be a substitute leader for you, and he's very, very good. This full power Frieza is a very good offensive unit. Let's say you don't have, so this would be one of your on rotation substitutions. So if you don't have that STR cooler, or if you don't have the AGL Frieza, you could plug this guy in that spot. I think this tech cooler is still very good. This is an instance on this leader skill. You could run tech cooler and the STR LR final form cooler on the same team because they won't get clunky because you just put one on each rotation. So let's say you have the LR STR cooler, but you don't have maybe the AGL Frieza. You could plug this guy in AGL Frieza spot as an on-rotation unit. This guy is good enough to be on rotation. The other thing that might dictate these changes too is just the typing. Maybe you're going against the AGL opponent, so you want this extra tech unit in there. He's going to be very good in that slot, right? And then I've got 3 ridiculously good defensive options. So you very commonly will see Tech Golden Frieza or AGL Golden Frieza used in red zone. These are really good red zone options, or like Cell Max options, just because they have ridiculously high damage reduction. So these are very common units that you'll use in difficult content. Now this guy here is situational, but when he works, he's amazing. So if you're going against a tough Goku family opponent, this guy's going to have 50% damage or he's going to have guard and 50% damage reduction. So this guy's ridiculous, and he stacks defense. And this is a free grindable unit. He comes from like one of the old Frieza Dokkan events, and you can just grind him for free. So I definitely recommend people grind him up. I actually still think for just the unit named Frieza Final Form, this is still the best Frieza Final Form in the game, in my opinion. Until some of these other banner units get easy A's. I'm liking this guy actually as the best Frieza Final Form. I've been a proponent that like Frieza Final Form needs like a really good Dokkan Fest or an LR. It's kind of crazy that there isn't one, right? Now another unit that I forgot to throw out is so let me just go into, we'll just go into here. So there's a couple more I forgot to mention. So this guy here is also a good option you can run. The only problem with this guy is you'd want him to be on rotation because he's kind of like, you're using him for his defense, and he stacks defense. The problem is that he doesn't have big bad bosses. So I would only use this guy in a situation where you really want him to build defense, maybe as type advantage, something like that. But he's a very good Frieza unit. And then the other guy I need to throw out is this guy. This guy actually could end up on the main team as like a floating support or a linking partner, because he also shares 5 links with the physical cooler. And he is a defense support unit as well. Just on global, he doesn't have his EZA, but on JP he does. When he gets his EZA, he's actually worth running, I think, on this team, so don't forget about him. And then another guy I need to throw out is basically just keep your eye out on this whole metal cooler team. So there's this whole set of 5 metal coolers. I feel very strongly that they are going to EZA in part 3. They are not good enough with their awakenings, and you can tell they left them wide open. So just keep your eye out, because within EZA, these guys might actually be good enough to run in difficult content. We'll have to see how they build them. But any of these could be slot-in options. Potentially, they could be good enough that you could just run an entire metal cooler team. You never know, right? So I want to throw those guys out as options as well. So anyways, guys, as it stands right now when I'm recording it, though, I'm really liking this as my main build. So anyways, guys, let me know if you have any questions. If you need help with team building, I have a Discord with a team building channel. So I post my Discord in all my descriptions, so feel free to hop in and join us there. So anyways, guys, thanks for putting up with my voice here. If this is your first time on the channel, my voice normally sounds way better. Go back and watch one of my older videos. So thanks for watching. We'll catch y'all on the next one.